Imagine if I told you that you have been in conversation with the universe all your life, and it has been responding to every thought, every word, and every feeling you express. Every idea you share is noticed, processed, and sent back to you in ways you might not even see. Many people do not realize this exchange is taking place. They ignore the signs, dismiss the meaningful coincidences, and continue in repetitive loops. They believe life is merely random, chaotic, or out of their control. Yet nothing happens by accident. Every so-called coincidence, every pattern, and every recurring experience carries meaning if you know where to look. The universe is always attentive, always replying, and always reflecting the energy you put out. The key question is not whether the universe listens, but whether you are using the right language to communicate with it. In this discussion, we cut through empty talk and common cliches to show you 5 practical ways to speak with the universe and receive a genuine answer. Once you understand how this works, you will never see life the same way again. Many people live with the belief that they are alone in their minds, that their thoughts are strictly private, their feelings are temporary, and their words are just sounds carried by the wind. But consider this. What if every single thought, word, and emotion is noticed, processed, and returned to you? What if the life you experience is simply a reflection of the energy you radiate? The truth is, the universe is constantly listening, not as a distant figure granting or denying wishes, but as an intelligent field of energy that reacts to the unique vibrations you send out, whether you are aware of it or not. You are in continuous communication with this powerful force that shapes your reality every second. Your dominant thoughts, emotional habits, and even the beliefs deep within you act as signals that broadcast your personal energy into the world. These signals attract people, situations, and experiences that match them. This is not just an abstract idea or hopeful thinking. It is basic physics. Everything around you, from the chair you sit on to the device you hold, and the thoughts running through your mind, is energy vibrating at its own frequency. Much like a radio, you are tuned into a specific station that brings in experiences matching that frequency. This explains why the same types of relationships, financial challenges, and emotional cycles often repeat in people's lives. They do not realize that they are sending the same message repeatedly, and the universe reliably responds in kind. If you constantly focus on how people take advantage of you, you will continue to encounter situations that support that belief. If you are always anxious about money, your reality will mirror scarcity. If you expect disappointment, the universe will deliver it. This happens not because life is unfair, but because energy does not lie. What you concentrate on grows, what you expect appears, and what you deeply believe becomes true. Many people make an important error by assuming that the universe responds to their spoken words, fleeting thoughts, or conscious desires. In fact, the universe does not communicate through language. It reacts to energy. You might say you want success, but if deep inside you feel undeserving, your energy remains set to lack. You might picture love in your mind, yet if you continue to hold on to resentment or fear, the universe will return that same energy to you. In short, what you send out, not merely the words or wishes, is what determines what you receive. Recognizing what you express is vital. Once you notice the signals you are sending, you can begin to change them. When you adjust your energy, the universe has no choice but to respond accordingly. Many people live their lives unaware of this process, believing that events simply happen to them rather than by their own influence. But when you see that reality is not separate from you, but is being formed by your own actions, everything takes on a new meaning. There are some truths that are too important to keep quiet, which is why we created our free new newsletter at Insights Academy. By signing up, you can even receive a free digital copy of The Kalian, a book about the hidden laws of reality. The lesson here is that you are already in constant conversation with the universe, whether or not you know it. The critical question is, are you sending the right message? If you want to change what the universe sends back to you, you must start by changing what you put into the world. This begins with taking control of your energy. You do not attract what you merely wish for. You attract what you truly are. This is the basic truth that separates those who effortlessly get what they desire from those who struggle no matter how hard they try. Often, people try to speak with the universe by using words, wishes, and urgent pleas. They mistakenly believe that repeating the right phrases enough times will make something change. However, the universe does not listen to words alone. It pays attention to the underlying energy. Everything in existence vibrates at a certain frequency, much like a radio that must be tuned correctly to receive a signal. Think of a musical note. It vibrates at a precise pitch that determines its sound. Even the human body is a field of energy in constant motion, with each thought and emotion sending its own distinct message. Much like a magnet that draws in similar energies, you attract experiences that match the frequency you send out. This explains why two people in the same situation can experience completely different outcomes. One finds opportunities while the other meets obstacles. It is not a matter of luck, but of energy and its effect on circumstances. Recall a time when you felt truly happy, fulfilled, and at peace. In those moments, everything flowed naturally. You met the right people, ideas came easily, and solutions appeared without strain. Now think about the times when fear, frustration, or doubt held you back. During those periods, every action seemed to go wrong. This discussion shows that the state you are in influences what you receive. Joy, gratitude, and love are energies that raise your overall vibration. They expand your presence and draw in experiences that match such a high state. In contrast, fear, doubt, and resentment operate at lower levels, narrowing your field and attracting struggle, resistance, and limitation. People who always expect the worst tend to experience it, while those who maintain a sense of trust and abundance often find opportunities that others miss. The universe does not make moral judgments. It simply mirrors the energy you send out. Yet many people try to force positivity by reciting affirmations or pretending to be happy, believing they can trick the universe. It doesn't work that way. Energy is not only about what you say, it is about what you deeply feel. You may repeatedly tell yourself that you are successful, but if deep down you feel like a failure, that inner energy overrides your words. Similarly, you might visualize love, but if you carry unresolved pain from the past, that energy still speaks of unworthiness. The universe does not respond to the mask you wear, only to the genuine energy beneath it. Consider what you are truly putting out. It's not just about the image you project or what you wish you were feeling. It's about the energy that lives within you at every moment. Until you adjust that energy, nothing changes. When you do, everything around you changes as well. The universe is always listening, but it responds not to your words alone, but to your overall state of being. Change that, and you change everything. Many people think of prayer as asking, pleading, or begging, hoping that something out there is listening. They view meditation as a practice reserved for certain individuals, separate from everyday life. These ideas are often seen as afterthoughts, something you squeeze in between daily distractions. But what if prayer, meditation, and being present were not separate concepts, but different ways to connect directly with the universe and get clear answers? Prayer is not about asking. It is about stating your intentions clearly. It is not about convincing a higher power to step in and change your circumstances, but about setting yourself on the path to the reality you desire. Many pray from a place of lack or desperation, needing something from outside themselves to change their situation. They do not see that the energy with which they pray is reinforcing the current state. When you beg for something, you affirm that you do not have it. When you ask desperately, you confirm a sense of powerlessness. The universe does not respond to empty words. It reacts to the energy behind them. True prayer is about coming into the frequency of having, being, and knowing that what you seek is already on its way to you. The most effective prayers are not whispered in desperation. They are spoken with complete certainty, not asking for a miracle, but stating that it is already done. Meditation is the other side of this conversation. It is the practice of listening. The universe is continuously sending messages, yet most people are too distracted to hear them. They search for signs, but their minds are too cluttered to pick them up when they appear. They seek clarity, but their thoughts are too noisy to let it in. Meditation is not just about relaxation or mindfulness. It is about clearing the space in your mind so that the universe can speak to you clearly. When you quiet the noise, sit in stillness, and stop trying to control every outcome, you allow guidance to come through. Answers do not always come in words. Sometimes they arrive as sudden clarity, unexpected inspiration, or a change in perspective that alters everything. However, neither prayer nor meditation works if you are not truly present, because the universe exists only in the now, never in the past or the future. Many become trapped in regrets or worries, not realizing that what they need is unfolding right now. Being present is key. The more you focus on being aware, the more you notice the subtle ways the universe communicates with you. The right message at the right time, a conversation that changes your perspective, or an opportunity that appears out of nowhere. None of these are accidents. They are responses, but only if you are ready to receive them. If you have ever felt like your prayers go unanswered, or that meditation isn't effective and the universe is silent, the reason might be that you are not truly part of the conversation. You may be speaking without listening, asking without allowing, and seeking without truly noticing the answers that already exist. The universe does not withhold its guidance. It is always responding. The question remains, are you listening? Your mind is more than a storage of memories. It serves as a blueprint for your reality. Every image you hold, every scene you replay, and every future you imagine is a set of instructions for the universe. It is not merely listening to your words. It watches the mental movie you repeat day after day, and whether you realize it or not, that movie is shaping the life you experience. Many people miss the power of visualization, dismissing it as daydreaming or idle wishful thinking. Instead, real visualization is an active process where you experience what you want even before it happens. In fact, studies show that when you vividly imagine an experience, the same regions of your brain become active, as if you were truly living it. This is why top athletes use mental rehearsal before a competition, and why successful entrepreneurs picture their goals as if they have already been achieved. When your mind is fully engaged, it influences your body, your emotions, and eventually the external world. Visualization is not just about seeing an image. It is about feeling it. Focusing on the picture is not enough. The real power lies in the emotion connected to it. The stronger the feeling, the stronger the message you send out. Simply imagining yourself succeeding is insufficient. You must also experience the joy of that success. Likewise, picturing love is only effective if you also feel the warmth, security, and presence of it in your life. Often, people fall short here because they imagine what they want, while still holding on to feelings of doubt, fear, or unworthiness. They see the dream, but never truly feel it. And as a result, the universe responds to what you really embody, not what you simply desire. If you want proof that visualization works, think about the times you unintentionally used it in reverse. When you replayed worst-case scenarios or allowed fear to feel real. How many times did those imagined fears end up coming true? That wasn't coincidence. It was an unintentional use of visualization. Whether you are doing it consciously or letting your fears and doubts take control, every mental image you produce plants a seed in reality. When you combine clarity, emotion, and repetition, you do not just picture the future, you create it. The words you speak help shape your reality, but not in the simple way many assume. It is not merely about repeating positive phrases until the universe grants you a wish, or about declaring success if you secretly feel like a failure. The true power of affirmations lies not in the words themselves, but in what those words do for your subconscious. If you do not address the underlying beliefs that run in the background, no amount of repetition will change your reality. Your subconscious is like the operating system of your life. It drives your thoughts, habits, reactions, and ultimately, what you attract from the moment you are born. It is programmed by your family, your culture, and the experiences that have defined you. If you have been told that money is hard to earn or that relationships are difficult, those messages become part of your identity. Once accepted by your subconscious, they continuously influence you without your awareness. Affirmations work because they overwrite those old limiting programs. They act like new code for your subconscious, but they must be delivered with sincerity. Simply repeating words like a parrot will not suffice if your core beliefs contradict them. This is why people who recite affirmations without conviction often feel nothing changes. They say one thing while believing another, and the subconscious always sides with what it believes to be true. The key to making affirmations effective is that you must feel the truth of the words as you speak them. When you say, "I am worthy," don't just say it mechanically. Recall a time when you truly felt worthy and let that feeling expand within you. The universe does not respond to empty words. It reacts to the energy created by those words. Another common error is relying on affirmations only when you feel desperate, trying to force a change out of fear. Yet affirmations are not about escaping your current situation. They are about setting yourself on a new path. When repeated with genuine belief, they become reminders of who you are becoming and start reprogramming your subconscious so that your reality begins to reflect a new way of thinking. If your words continue to reinforce the reality you want to change, then changing them isn't optional. It becomes necessary because the universe is listening, and more importantly, your subconscious is too. When you speak from a place of deep belief, when your words and energy truly match, that is when everything starts to move. There is something powerful about putting your thoughts on paper. While thoughts come and go and conversations may fade, writing them down turns them into something real, a tangible expression in the physical world. When it comes to communicating with the universe, writing is one of the most straightforward methods you can use. It is not just a letter, it is a clear declaration. It is a moment when you stop overthinking and express your desires, intentions, and truth fully. Many people live trapped in their heads, unsure of what they truly want, split between fear and desire. Their thoughts are scattered and their emotions inconsistent, and they send mixed signals, expecting the universe to figure out what they mean. However, the universe reacts to clarity, certainty, and clear intention. Nothing creates clarity faster than writing. When you sit down to write to the universe, you must be specific. You organize your thoughts, choose your words carefully, and define what you truly desire and why. In doing so, you refine your focus and direct your energy toward what matters most. Writing to the universe is not just about asking for things. It is about stating them as real. It communicates that you are ready to receive. And it is not merely about what you want. It is also about gratitude and surrender, speaking to the universe as if it is already working in your favor. Some people keep their letters as reminders of the reality they are creating, while others burn them as a symbol of releasing old attachments and trusting the process. The method doesn't matter as much as the energy behind it. When you write, you do more than express words. You make a clear statement to the universe. You set yourself on a new path and change your overall vibration in a way that thoughts alone cannot achieve. Throughout history, the written word has shaped economies, dictated laws, and guided spiritual movements. Your letter to the universe works in much the same way. It is an agreement between you and the unseen forces that shape your life, and when written with clarity, certainty, and sincere belief, it has the power to change your reality in ways you may not have imagined. Consider what you would say if you knew the universe was listening, because it truly is. The moment you write down your truth and release it into the world with unwavering belief, you set a process in motion. Something real, something powerful, that will eventually make its way back to you. Many people go through life passively waiting for signs and luck, assuming that if something is meant for them, it will happen on its own. They do not realize that they are already creating their reality, just without conscious intention. Every thought, every emotion, and every belief is shaping the experience you have, whether you are aware of it or not. The problem is that most people are sending mixed signals, trapped in loops of doubt, fear, and hesitation, and then wonder why the universe seems to ignore them. The truth is, the universe is not ignoring you. It is responding perfectly to the energy you project. Talking to the universe is not about sitting back and waiting. It is about taking an active role as a conscious creator by removing internal contradictions in what you ask for. It is about making decisions, not merely hoping that the universe will mirror your certainty. If you hesitate, doubt, or continuously question whether something will happen, the universe simply reflects that uncertainty right back to you. It is not punishing you. It is merely answering in the same tone. Many people unknowingly undermine their own efforts by setting intentions, visualizing goals, and reciting affirmations, only to revert to feelings of lack, frustration, or impatience. They look for signs every day, asking where the change is, without realizing that the act of searching for confirmation reinforces the belief that it is not already here. When you place something outside of yourself, you create a gap. Chasing after it affirms that you don't have it yet, and the universe continues to mirror that sense of waiting. This explains why conscious creation is so effective. It makes the difference between simply asking for something and fully embodying the outcome. Instead of pleading for an outcome, you begin living as though your desires are already unfolding. Rather than constantly searching for proof, you proceed with the confidence that your desired reality is inevitable. The universe responds to who you truly are in each moment, not who you hope to become someday. That is the essential change needed. Reality does not test you. It responds to you. When things become more challenging after you set an intention, it isn't because you are being blocked, but because old patterns are surfacing. You have asked for growth, and the universe is showing you what still needs to be cleared away. Many interpret these moments as failures or as evidence that what they want isn't working, and they quickly fall back into old habits of doubt. They miss the fact that if they simply kept their focus a little longer, if they maintained the correct energy, the desired change would happen. At the end of the day, the universe does not give you what you want, it gives you what you are. When you become someone who truly trusts in themselves, who truly shows who they are, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back. It is not magic or wishful thinking. It is the natural law of cause and effect. Ask yourself if you are ready to step into that power. Many people spend their lives asking questions without ever taking the time to listen to the answers. They pray for guidance, beg for signs, and ask for clarity, only to return to their regular routines, drowning out the messages they seek. They expect the universe to speak in grand gestures, flashy signs, or obvious signals, without realizing that the most meaningful answers often come quietly, in subtle details and moments that most people miss. Talking to the universe is not simply about asking. It is about realizing that you are not separate from the energy that creates the world around you. You are not a passive observer waiting for signs, nor are you at the mercy of fate. You are a creator who shapes your life with every thought, every belief, and every vibration you send into the world. When you fully accept this, everything changes. Many people spend their lives searching for external validation, looking for proof that the universe is listening, and waiting for permission to trust in their own power. They do not realize that the act of waiting only keeps them stuck. The universe does not move on its own. It only reorganizes when you take action. When you operate with complete certainty and act as though what you desire is already happening, the universe rearranges itself to match your new state of being. This is not about forcing outcomes or chasing after what you want. It is about living as the person who naturally draws those things to themselves. When you stop seeing your goals as separate from you and start showing the true energy of having them now, everything begins to change. Look back on those moments in your life when things suddenly clicked, when opportunities presented themselves easily, and when you felt completely in sync with something greater than yourself. Those were not random events. They were times when your energy was perfectly matched with the reality you stepped into. The only difference between those moments and others is your level of awareness. The more conscious you become about how you interact with life, the more you can direct what happens next. Instead of waiting for signs, trust your inner knowing, and you will see the universe respond in kind. Remember, this is not a one-time realization, but a way of life. It is not something you practice for a week and expect lasting results. It is something you live every day. It is not about hoping the universe is listening, but knowing that every step you take is already leading you where you need to go. Knowing that the energy you send out will always come back to you, and that you were never ever powerless or disconnected from the source of everything. The universe does more than simply respond. It moves with you. As soon as you accept your role as a conscious creator, stop second-guessing, stop waiting, stop doubting, and fully step into your power. Everything will begin to unfold exactly as it is meant to. Not because you asked, but because you became someone who owns that power. If this video spoke to you, please let us know by commenting, "I understood it."